today I'm going to be taking off these top trim pieces to a 2003 Honda Element. Okay, what I first recommend is we're going to take off this roof rack clip, this bolt clip, and then the rear roof rack clip. You always want to start in the back right here, always in the back, and just pry up just like that. And then we'll come over to this one, and then that clip. And then finally, we'll come over here and do the rear. Like so. None of the clips are broken on it. Okay, so this is what it's gonna look like once you take those clips off. And we're gonna start here at this bolt. So this is a 10 millimeter. Okay, and then on this side, you're also gonna have another 10. And then we're gonna come around to the back, and there's gonna be another 10 millimeter right here. So we're just gonna pry this one. Now, my best advice to you before you get into any of prying is take your time and be patient. Because I cannot tell you the amount of times that I've broken something because I've been in a rush, because it's cold out here. You just need to be patient and take your time. We're gonna start with the middle panel here, just because this one's on top of both the other two. So here's where this gap where the roof rack clip is, and then here's where this nut clip is. So we're gonna start over here, and we're just gonna kind of pry this up just a little bit so you get a nice gap along here. And then hold that with your fingers, and then just come along here like so. And once you start taking off a lot of these pieces, you're gonna kind of get a feel for where the individual clips are that clip into here. So really, I don't exactly know where the clips are gonna be in any of these parts. I just kind of put in my screwdriver and kind of just pry up to try to feel. And right here, I found a loose part. So this is where I'm planning on starting, just because it's a little bit looser than everything else. So it's gonna make it a whole lot easier. There, you hear that little clip break? So that was just, I took a minute to just kind of feel around this entire piece to try to figure out where these clips were and find which part's loose. So right here was where it was loose. So that's where I'm gonna start. I'm just gonna go down. There's another piece. So we're just gonna keep going along down, feel for the clips. There. So we have this side is all loose. The clips right down along the middle are loose. So I'm not just pulling up. I'm kind of wiggling it back and forth to try to see how I'm going to be able to take this off. There. All right. So as I was saying, just take your time, feel around. And here's what our first piece is gonna look like. I didn't break anything, but you can kind of get a sense for where these clips go in. So it sat like this. Our next one that I'm gonna work with is gonna be this front one right here, just because the camera's resting on the back one. So we're gonna do this one over here. Like I did before, I'm just gonna kind of start to feel for where these clips are gonna be. Okay, so right now I'm just kind of lifting these up very easily, taking my time. Over here at this part, be very careful whenever you take things off. Like, you get excited when you have this much right here off and you just want to instantly pry out, but don't do that. I can't stress that enough, especially with these colors right here. I already took them off, but all right, there we are. So here's how this looks. You can kind of get a rough idea how these pieces go in. It sat like this, so. And then a lot of the time, you get these just kind of lay along here. Sometimes your screwdriver gets in between them and then just kind of separates the molding there. So I'm going to have to fix that. We took off this nut in the back here that sits right along the tailgate. So we're just gonna start prying here. This one seems very loose. There. And as you can see, I went right along here just feeling it, feeling for where that clip was. And I felt it was right along here somewhere. So I got my screwdriver and I was right exactly on that clip, and that's why it came off so easily. And there, did the same thing again. There's nothing more satisfying than that little pop. Okay, and this one, I believe you can do it for all of them. I think they just kind of slide off. They slide off. I'm not advanced enough to do it, but they do slide off. Okay, so I just set these up as it would go. I'm just gonna kind of give you a quick rundown. You can see where the clips go along here. And then for the middle piece, I'm gonna flip that over. See how those clips go down in. And then here's where that bolt sat. And then for the back piece, which I actually want to talk about this one. As you can see, for these, I have these pins in them, but they actually, if I can get this, see, they actually just slide over like that. And you can see how they just go in. And so when I pushed back on it, the pins slid this way and this slid that way. So I do think you can do that for all these pieces, but I'm not really sure how, except for this back piece. So just keep that in mind. That's possible to just slide them off. And then here's how the top of it looks. It's really, really dirty, but all those black dots are where my pins sat. Couldn't find any videos on this, so I hope this one helps. Thanks, guys.